Welcome to my channel. Listen and learn English. Hi friends. Today's topic is my favorite. Listen carefully and repeat after me. Chapter 1. A Season of Transition. The morning sun had barely begun to peek over the horizon, casting a soft, golden glow on the landscape. It was that magical time of year when nature itself seemed to be in transition. The leaves on the trees were gradually changing from vibrant greens to warm, earthy tones of red, orange, and yellow. For me, autumn was a season of profound beauty and endless possibilities. As I stepped outside my cozy little cottage, I couldn't help but inhale the crisp, cool air. The scent of fallen leaves and the promise of pumpkin-spiced everything filled my senses. Autumn had always been my favorite season, and I eagerly awaited its arrival every year. Chapter 2. A Symphony of Colors. One of the things I loved most about autumn was the way it transformed the world around me. Each day felt like a canvas, waiting for nature to paint it with an array of vivid colors. The trees, once adorned with lush green leaves, now boasted an intricate tapestry of reds, oranges, and yellows. It was as if the world had decided to celebrate life before the long winter sleep. I took a leisurely stroll through a nearby park, where the ground was covered in a thick blanket of fallen leaves. As I kicked them with each step, a satisfying rustling sound accompanied me. There was something so reassuring about the gentle crunch of leaves underfoot. It reminded me of my childhood, when I would play for hours in the woods behind my family's house, lost in my imagination. Chapter 3. Harvesting Memories. Autumn was a season of harvest, and not just for the farmers in the countryside. It was a time for me to gather memories, to embrace the fleeting moments of beauty that nature provided. I took my camera with me, eager to capture the essence of the season. The apple orchard nearby was a photographer's paradise. The trees were heavy with ripe, juicy apples, and the sunlight filtering through their branches created a warm, inviting atmosphere. I carefully composed each shot, trying to convey the sense of abundance and warmth that autumn brought. As I moved from the orchard to a sunflower field, I marveled at how nature's creations seemed to complement each other. The sunflowers stood tall, their vibrant yellow petals contrasting beautifully with the surrounding foliage. I snapped away, determined to preserve these moments. Chapter 4. Pumpkin Spice and Everything Nice. Autumn was not just a feast for the eyes, it was also a time for the senses to indulge. There was a particular magic in the air as the aroma of freshly baked pies and the rich, comforting scent of cinnamon and nutmeg wafted through the neighborhoods. One of my favorite pastimes during this season was visiting a local bakery. The cozy little shop was filled with the tantalizing scents of freshly baked apple pies, pumpkin bread, and spiced lattes. The friendly baker, Mrs. Jenkins, greeted me with a warm smile and offered me a slice of her famous apple pie. It was the perfect blend of sweet and tart, and I savored every bite as I sipped on a steaming chai latte. Chapter 5. Cozy Evenings by the Fire. As the days grew shorter and the nights colder, I relished the opportunity to cozy up by the fireplace. There was something deeply comforting about the crackling sound of burning wood and the soft, warm glow it cast across the room. Loved reading during these moments, getting lost in the pages of a good book as the world outside seemed to disappear. The stories I encountered took me on adventures far beyond the cozy corner of my living room. Chapter 6. Autumn Adventures. Autumn was not just about quiet moments. It was also a season of adventure. I found myself drawn to the great outdoors, where the cool temperatures and colorful surroundings beckoned me to explore. One weekend, I decided to go on a hiking trip to the nearby mountains. The trails were enveloped in a spectrum of reds, oranges, and yellows. Crisp air filled my lungs as I trekked along, and the sound of a babbling brook added a soothing backdrop to the experience. At the summit, I was rewarded with a breathtaking view of the valley below, painted in autumn's resplendent colors. Chapter 7. Season of Reflection. As the season progressed, I found myself reflecting on the passing of time. Autumn was a reminder that change was inevitable, but it didn't have to be feared. It was a season of letting go, just as the trees surrendered their leaves to the wind. It was a lesson in the beauty of impermanence. I decided to visit a local monastery known for its tranquil gardens. The serenity of the place, combined with the vibrant foliage, provided the perfect backdrop for contemplation. I sat beneath a centuries-old tree, watching as a single leaf drifted down and landed in my open hand. It was a reminder that, like the leaf, I too would someday return to the earth, becoming part of the eternal cycle of life. Chapter 8. Autumn's End. As autumn began to wane, I felt a sense of melancholy. The leaves had fallen, and the trees were becoming barren. The air had a chill to it, and I knew that winter was just around the corner. But even in this melancholy, there was a quiet beauty. I decided to take one last walk through the park to say goodbye to the season. The trees, though stripped of their leaves, still stood tall and majestic. The sky above was a clear, crisp blue, and the ground was covered in a layer of fallen leaves. It was a stark, minimalist beauty, a reminder that even in the barrenness of winter, there was a quiet strength. Chapter 9. A Promise of Return. Though autumn was coming to an end, I knew it would return next year, just as it always did. The seasons were a reminder of the cyclical nature of life, and I took comfort in the knowledge that I would once again experience the beauty of autumn. I planted a few flower bulbs in my garden, a promise of the colors that would bloom in spring. As I covered them with soil, I felt a sense of hope. Autumn may be a season of transition, but it was also a season of renewal. Chapter 10. A love affair with autumn had always been my favorite season, and with each passing year, my love for it grew stronger. Its beauty, its lessons, and its fleeting nature were a source of inspiration for me. I couldn't imagine a world without the fiery reds, the golden yellows, and the comforting aromas of pumpkin spice. As I walked back to my cottage, I couldn't help but smile. Autumn had a way of leaving a lasting impression, not just on the world around me, but also on my heart. It was a season of transition, of reflection, and of gratitude. It was a season that reminded me of the beauty in change and the importance of savoring every moment. And so, I looked forward to the seasons ahead, knowing that each one would bring its own unique gifts. But for now, I would embrace the autumn, my favorite season, with all my heart, for it was a season of magic, wonder, and endless possibilities. Thanks for watching.